Have you ever noticed something interesting? Two people can say the exact same words, but one person gets listened to, and the other gets ignored. What's the difference? It's not about speaking louder or using bigger words. It's about knowing 7 simple communication techniques that most people never learn. Today, I'll teach you these 7 secrets. And while you learn them, you'll also practice your English listening. Stay with me until the end because the last technique is the most powerful. Hello, my lovely learners. Welcome to Plain Simple English. I'm so happy you're here today. In this lesson, we're going to explore 7 communication techniques that will transform how people respond to you. These aren't complicated theories. These are practical skills you can start using immediately. Each technique comes with a simple exercise you can practice today. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. We create new lessons every day to help you grow. Now, let's discover these 7 powerful secrets. Technique 1. TG 3-second rule. Let me ask you something. When someone asks you a question, do you answer immediately? Most people do. But here's what I've learned. The most confident communicators pause for 3 seconds before they speak. Why does this work? First, it shows you're thinking carefully about your answer. Second, it prevents you from saying something you might regret. Third, it makes people pay more attention to what you're about to say. Think about it this way. When you answer too quickly, people think your response is automatic, not thoughtful. But when you pause briefly, even just 3 seconds, they lean in. They think, this person is choosing their words carefully. This must be important. Here's a real example. Someone asks you in a meeting, do you think this project will work? Immediate answer, yes, I think so. People forget it in 2 seconds. Now, try this instead. Pause. Count to 3 silently. Then say, that's a good question. Based on what I've seen, yes, I believe it will work. People remember this answer because you gave it weight. Practical exercise. Today, when someone asks you a question in English, don't rush. Take a breath. Count 1, 2, 3 silently. Then respond. Do this 5 times today. You'll immediately notice people listening more carefully to you. Remember, silence before speaking is not emptiness. It's power. Technique 2. The power question. Here's a secret most people don't know. When you want to change someone's mind or get them to see your perspective, don't tell them what to think. Ask them a question that leads them to your conclusion. This is called the power question technique. Instead of making a statement, you ask a question that makes the other person think. Why does this work? Because people resist being told what to do. But they love discovering ideas on their own. When you ask the right question, they come to the conclusion themselves. And when they arrive at the idea, they own it. Here's the difference. Statement: you should start exercising. It's good for your health. Most people respond, yeah, I know, but I'm busy. Power question. What's one small change you could make this week that would make you feel more energetic? Now they start thinking. Maybe I could walk for 10 minutes after lunch. They just created their own solution. Another example. Instead of, you need to practice English every day. Ask, what time of day do you feel most alert and could practice English for just 5 minutes? They are now planning their practice, not resisting your advice. Practical exercise. Think of one thing you want someone to do. Don't tell them to do it. Instead, write down a question that would lead them to that conclusion. Practice asking questions instead of giving commands. Do this 3 times today. Remember, Questions create ownership. Statements create resistance. Technique 3. Verbal bookends. Imagine you reading a book. Which parts do you remember most clearly? The beginning and the ending, right? The same thing happens in conversation. People remember how you start and how you finish. This is called the primacy and recency effect in psychology. So here's the technique. Always have a strong opening sentence and a strong closing sentence. These are your verbal bookends. Weak opening. So, I was thinking, maybe we could, discuss the report. People immediately lose interest. Strong opening. I'd like to share 3 important points about our report. People pay attention immediately. Weak closing. So, yeah, that's kind of what I think. Anyway, thanks. Forgettable. Strong closing. To sum up, focus on quality, meet the deadline, and communicate daily. That's our path to success. Memorable. Here's how to create strong bookends. For openings, use. I want to share something important. Let me tell you about 3 key points. Here's what I discovered. For closings, use. The main message is this. Remember these 3 things. This is what matters most. Practical exercise. Before your next conversation or presentation, write down your opening sentence. How will you begin? Your closing sentence. How will you end? Practice saying them out loud 3 times. When you use strong bookends, people remember your entire message better. Remember, people forget the middle, but they remember how you started and how you finished. Technique 4. The bridge technique. Have you ever been asked a difficult question you don't want to answer directly? Or maybe someone asks you something, but you want to talk about something else? This is where the bridge technique becomes incredibly useful. You acknowledge their question, then smoothly transition to what you want to say. It works like this. Someone asks you a difficult or unwanted question. You say a bridge phrase. Then you redirect to your message. Common bridge phrases. That's an interesting point. What's also important is, I hear your concern. Let me share a different perspective. Good question. Here's what I think matters most. Before we go there, let me clarify something important. Real example. Someone asks, why did your last project fail? Instead of defending or making excuses, use a bridge. That project taught us valuable lessons. What's important is how we've improved our process since then. You acknowledged their question but moved to positive territory. Another example. Reporter asks a politician, did you make a mistake? Politician, what's important to understand is that we made the best decision with the information we had at the time. That's a bridge. In daily life. Friend, why didn't you come to my party? I really wanted to be there. What matters to me is celebrating with you now. Can we meet this weekend? You acknowledged, then bridged to a solution. Practical exercise. Think of a difficult question someone might ask you. Write down a bridge phrase. Then write what you want to say instead. Practice this 3 times. Pattern. Acknowledge plus bridge phrase plus your message. Remember, you don't have to answer every question directly. You can acknowledge it, then guide the conversation where you want it to go. Technique 5. The compliment sandwich. This technique is essential when you need to give feedback, criticism, or deliver bad news. If you do it wrong, people get defensive and stop listening. If you do it right, they accept your feedback and actually thank you. The compliment sandwich has 3 layers. Layer 1. Start with something positive, the top bread. Layer 2. Give your feedback or criticism, the filling. Layer 3. End with encouragement or positivity, the bottom bread. Why does this work? Because people can only hear criticism when they feel respected first. The positive opening makes them feel safe. The positive closing gives them hope and motivation. Wrong way. Your presentation was confusing and boring. Result. The person feels attacked and stops listening. Compliment sandwich way. I really liked your research and the data you gathered. Positive. The presentation could be stronger if you organized it into 3 clear sections instead of 7. That's feedback. With a few adjustments, this will be excellent. You have the substance, just needs better structure. That's encouraging close. Result. The person feels respected, hears your feedback, and wants to improve. Another example. Your friend cooks dinner for you, but it's too salty. Wrong, this is too salty. Compliment sandwich. The vegetables are cooked perfectly, I love the texture. That's positive. It's a bit too salty for my taste, maybe a little less salt next time? That's feedback. But honestly, the flavors are really creative. I can tell you put effort into this. That's encouraging close statement. Your friend doesn't feel hurt and will actually adjust the salt next time. Practical exercise. Think of someone who needs feedback. Write 3 sentences. Sentence 1. What did they do well? Sentence 2. What could improve? Sentence 3. What are you confident about? Practice delivering this feedback to yourself first. Remember, people don't resist feedback. They resist disrespect. The compliment sandwich delivers truth with kindness. Technique 6. Strategic silence. Most people are afraid of silence in conversation. When there's a pause, they panic and fill it with words. But here's something powerful. Silence is not empty. Silence is a communication tool. There are 3 moments when strategic silence is incredibly powerful. Moment 1. After you make an important point. Don't rush to the next sentence. Let your words sink in. For example, this decision will change everything. Silence for 3 seconds. The silence makes people think about what you just said. Moment 2. After someone says something emotional. Your friend says, I lost my job today. Don't immediately respond with advice. Stay silent for 3 to 5 seconds. Let them feel heard. Then respond, I'm here with you. That silence showed respect for their pain. Moment 3. When someone asks you a difficult question. Instead of filling the silence with nervous words, pause. This shows you're thoughtful. What do you think about this situation? Pause for 3 seconds. Here's what I see. Here's what happens when you use silence well. People think you're confident, not nervous. People think you're thoughtful, not reactive. People pay more attention to your next words. Practical exercise. Today, practice the 3-second silence 3 times. After you make an important statement, pause 3 seconds. After someone shares something emotional, pause before responding. When someone asks you a question, pause before answering. At first, 3 seconds will feel like forever. But to others, it feels natural and shows confidence. Remember, silence is not awkward. It's powerful. Use it wisely. Technique 7. The mirror technique. This is the most subtle but incredibly effective technique. It's called mirroring, and it works on a subconscious level. What is mirroring? It means subtly matching the other person's communication style. Not copying them like a robot, but gently matching their energy, speed, and style. Why does this work? Because people feel comfortable with people who are like them. When you mirror someone, their brain unconsciously thinks, "This person understands me. I can trust them." There are 3 types of mirroring. Type 1, energy mirroring. If someone is calm and speaks softly, you speak calmly. If someone is energetic and excited, you bring your energy up a bit. Don't go to extremes, just slightly match their energy level. Example. Your friend is upset and speaking quietly. If you respond with high energy, "Oh, don't worry. It's fine. Everything's great," they'll feel misunderstood. Instead, match their energy. "I can see this is really hard for you." Now they feel understood. Type 2, speed mirroring. Some people speak quickly. Some speak slowly. If someone speaks fast and you speak very slowly, they get impatient. If someone speaks slowly and you rush, they feel pressured. Match their speaking speed, not exactly, but close. Type 3, word mirroring. This is very powerful. Use some of the same words they use. They say, "I'm concerned about the timeline." You respond, "I understand your concern about the timeline. Let's look at how we can adjust it." You use their word concern and timeline. This creates instant connection. Important warning. Mirror subtly, not obviously. If someone crosses their arms and you immediately cross yours, it looks weird. Wait 10 to 20 seconds, then naturally shift your position. Mirror their general style, not every single movement. Practical exercise. Today, have a conversation with someone. Notice, are they speaking fast or slow? High energy or calm? What words do they use frequently? Then gently match. Match their speed within 10 to 20 seconds. Match their energy level slightly. Use 1 or 2 of their key words when you respond. After the conversation, notice, did they seem more comfortable? Did they open up more? You'll be surprised how powerful this is. Remember, we naturally trust people who are like us. When you mirror someone subtly, you build instant rapport. Now you know 7 powerful communication techniques. The 3-second rule, pause before speaking. The power question, ask instead of telling. Verbal bookends, strong opening and closing. The bridge technique, redirect conversations smoothly. The compliment sandwich, give feedback with respect. Strategic silence, use pauses powerfully. The mirror technique, match their style subtly. These techniques work in English and in any language. But as you practice them in English, you're also improving your speaking confidence. Start with just one technique today. Practice it 5 times. Tomorrow, add another one. In 1 week, you'll notice people listening to you differently. They'll respect you more, trust you more, and remember what you say. If this lesson helped you, please like this video and subscribe to Plain Simple English. We create practical lessons every day to help you speak English better and communicate more powerfully. Share this with someone who wants to improve their communication skills. And tell me in the comments, which technique will you practice first today? I read every comment, and I'd love to hear which one resonates with you most. Thank you for learning with me. Keep practicing, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.